Hi, rookie. I'm Dylan Sprouse, and this is Ask a Grown. I was told to say those three things on camera. So now that that's out of the way, I'm excited to be doing this. Uh, Ask a Grown. That's funny. That's like a whirlwind of new feels for me. I didn't know that I was finally grown. It's like that Rugrats spinoff I didn't really love that much. Anyway, so I guess without further ado, let's start this thing. Okay, question number one. Hello, my name is Deja and I'm from North Carolina. I broke up with my boyfriend about 3 months ago. We haven't talked since the breakup. I still want to be friends with him, but when I see him around, he acts like I'm non-existent. What should I do? Thank you, D period, N period, G period. Um, okay, so where to begin with this? Um, I guess my advice on this would be, and this is going to sound kind of hard, but maybe put him behind you. If he acts like you're non-existent and it's been about 3 months, and you still want to be friends, but neither of you guys have made contact to try and make that happen, then maybe he's put it behind him. Either that or he is waiting for you to initiate it. But what I've found true kind of time and time again is that it's really, if you guys are going to be friends and it hasn't already happened, then it probably won't without seeming forced or weird. And that's kind of always led to the destruction of some good friend groups. But that's kind of just the nature of breakups, I think, in a way. And I guess my best advice would be, try to be amicable and cool and seem like everything's all right and try to make it feel all right, because ultimately, if you want to still be friends, it couldn't have been that bad of a breakup. But don't get your hopes up, and if things change for the best, then great. But if they don't, then you wouldn't get your hopes up anyway, so you wouldn't have your heart broken. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, so next question from Larissa, 19, from who knows where. I don't know what to do with my obsessive thoughts about a person I don't know personally, but I stalk on social media. I have an intense crush on a person I've never met, and I can't stand it anymore because I can't focus and end up doing everything to take me to that person. Part of me knows this is all fantasy, but the other part wants to keep living this lie. So this is something I'm familiar with from, I guess, the receiving perspective. I guess what I can say is that what you're experiencing is not incredibly weird. It's not like something that's like unique or kind of super oddity. A lot of people do this. A lot of people fantasize about people they don't know, or iconography. Some people fantasize about Jesus. It's up to you. This has been going on since the dawn of time. I'm pretty sure there's a story about a man who fell in love with a statue of Aphrodite, and who was just so enamored with it that he just tried to take it home or something like that. It didn't work out, long story short, because she was a rock. Anyway, I would say that you know what it is. It seems like you know what your obsession with this person is, and that's good. I would say look at it objectively. Try to see that, it is a fantasy, and that there's really no shame in admiring someone or thinking someone's attractive, even though you may never know them. But don't let that turn into something that could actually hurt you. And what I mean by that is that don't let the obsession become one that would affect you in the real world. especially in relation to kind of ideas of dating in general, right? Um, to me, I think that the person you may be obsessed with, if you don't know them, and I'm guessing that they may be kind of like a public figure or a personality, keep in mind that that personality or that public figure is largely something that is created. And what I mean by that is that it's probably made, scripted, or have a bunch of people behind that person creating them. And that's kind of crappy news a lot of the time, because you learn to like these aspects that you're taught to like, or that you have been, weaned to like a little bit. And that's not a bad thing. But what I will say is that all of those aspects that you like about that person, you can find around you. There are plenty of people who you are probably in the direct vicinity of who are like that person, have aspects like that person, maybe even look like that person, and are within arm's reach. So what I will say is that maybe look at your obsession with this person and see what you like about them or this personality that they portray, and go out and maybe keep your eyes peeled for people who are like that around you. That doesn't mean you have to discard what you love about this person you don't personally know, person. But keep in mind again that it is largely a fantasy, and that it's probably not going to change from that perspective. So, sorry, Larissa. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, number 4, or number 3, but question 4. Every now and then there's a day when I feel very insecure. I have no idea what causes it. I just feel like I am a terrible person and everybody hates me. What can I do to make myself feel better and more confident on these days? M, 17, Miami, Florida. Well, M, if I had to guess, I would say off the bat that even though you feel terrible and insecure, not everybody hates you, actually. That's statistically a very hard thing to do. Not for my brother, but for most people, it's a really difficult thing to get everybody to hate you. So I would say that it's probably just a bad day on your behalf, and everyone has bad days where they feel kind of insecure and they feel tired, or they feel like nothing's going their way, and that's completely natural. But in those moments, maybe sit down, take a breath, eat a Kit Kat, say, "What's good about me?" and look on the bright side of things. And that's kind of, it's kind of cliche and bad advice, but for the most part, that's all I really got. Because it is a thing that starts with you, right? If you're feeling insecure, it's largely because of you. It's hard for that kind of insecurity to be an outside person, really. Outside people may exacerbate that insecurity, but most of the time it's because you were feeling that way already. So, on that note, things can change. Things will always change, and if things don't change, then maybe pick up a hobby. Paint some Warhammer figurines. Play Animal Crossing. It's a good game. Makes me feel good. And look on the bright side. And I'm going to probably end with this last question. And that is, my problem is, that all the boys like me. Which seems really petty, And I suppose it is, except for the fact that I can't find a way to tell them that I don't want to go out with them without turning into an incoherent mess. My friends aren't much of a help. They just make fun of me for asking advice about turning boys away. What do I say to these guys? Isabel, 16, Seattle, Washington. Well, Isabel, I would say that automatically off the bat, it's kind of a good problem to have, right? It's not like a world-ending situation. It's obnoxious, and you're right to note that it's a double-edged sword, because boys are not very nice all the time, and that's especially if you turn them away. So I guess what I could say to you is that just get comfortable being stern and to the point, which means, I guess, in that scenario, be absolutely direct as soon as possible with your intentions. If you sense that their intentions are maybe that they like you and you don't like them or you're not interested, nip it in the bud right then. Say, hey, look, I'm getting these feelings from you. I just want to say I'm not interested. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I think it's better if I tell you immediately. And I have always found that that is the case, right? If someone's clear with their intentions and someone tells me immediately what's on their mind, then that is infinitely more respectable than leading someone on and getting someone's hopes up. And that happens a lot. You know, indirect speech can easily lead someone on, and especially if they do like you. They're going to try and look for anything that you say to use as a reason to call you, talk to you, think that you're flirting with them. So it stinks, but, you know, be direct again. And I hope your problem changes. I don't know if that means you just like get ugly or something. That would be really bad. So I hope your problem changes, but not in a bad way. And yeah, just be direct until you find someone that you like. And then, you know, you can like have your hanky and throw it and be like, oh, my hanky, what'll I do? That's like a really old technique. I don't think that'll work now on second thought. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's really all I got. That's the entirety of like any sort of advice that I can give within a year's time. Normally I'm the one receiving advice. So that's about as much as I got. I'm all out of gas. But thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed watching.